Yo, what's going on at the fight? Well, it's your boy Money back with another one, fam. And this one here is on three future Hall of Famers in this fight game. We have Terence Crawford, the undefeated three-division world champion, who was the former undisputed world champion. Now he's the current WBO welterweight world champion. Then we have Errol, the True Spence Jr., the king of the welterweight division, the WBC, the IBF, and the Super WBA unified world champion. He's also undefeated. And then we have Anthony Joshua, the former two-time unified heavyweight world champion. And we all know that Anthony Joshua, has teamed up with Coach Derek James and Errol Spence and Jamel Charlo and Frank Martin over there, at the World Class Gym in Dallas, Texas. And after, Anthony Joshua, he's looking at Errol Spence put that hard work in after hearing so much about Errol Spence, right? I'm quite sure that Anthony Joshua is picking Errol Spence to beat Terence Crawford. You understand what I'm saying? I'm quite sure if you ask Anthony Joshua, him coming from where he come from over in the UK, him being the biggest name in every gym that he walk in over in the UK and bigger than some names over in the US of A. When he walked in the Derek James gym and you see how Errol Spence work and you see that Errol Spence is the man of that gym, right? You know for a fact that Anthony Joshua, looks at Errol Spence as the top shotter and is picking Errol Spence to go out there and, be victorious against Terence Crawford. And he's going to pull for him because now he's a stablemate. Now, when it comes to EJ, EJ, he want everything earned, bro. Earl don't want nothing given to him. EJ don't want you to kiss his ass. He don't want you to just pick him just to be picking him because you don't like Terence Crawford. He wants you to be logical. He wants you to be real. You know what I'm saying? You ain't just going to get around Errol Spence being fake, bro. He don't like that fake shit. I'm telling you that right now. And Earl can sense a fake sucker if you come around him. So when it come to Earl, right, and he gonna put the grind in anyway. The dude gonna work his ass off. Like I say, the man flipped over in the car, almost lost his life, came right back, got back in shape, didn't go to no chiropractor, didn't go to no therapy session and none of that. Got himself back in shape, went in there and whipped on Danny Garcia. So that just tell you his mentality right there and the dedication that he got towards the game, but also the belief that he have in himself to go out there and face nothing but the top competition at the top competition. So I'm quite sure he want to show Anthony Joshua that you're not wrong, right? Now, Terence Crawford, one hell of a fighter, man. Like, we can't take nothing away from Bud. I would never take nothing away from Bud Crawford, even though a lot of people always talking about montray-brown, you're a hater of Terence Crawford, you this, you that. But when I give Bud all his credit and his just due, they go over their head. You know what I'm saying? They go over their head. They just listen to what I said about Bud, the things that I said about Bud that's deserving to be said about Bud. You know what I'm saying? He messed up the fight with him and Errol Spence. The contract was on the table. He didn't sign it. You feel me? And, that goes along with the territory. But, Bud is a fighter that you can't sleep on. He's a hell of a fighter. He gonna put the hard work in. And I'm quite sure he want to prove people wrong, the people that say that Errol Spence is going to beat him. And he want to prove people right who say that he's going to be Errol the True Spence Jr. So he put the hard work in the gym. He grind his ass off, right? Everything he got, he earned, straight from the street, straight from the gutter, the ghetto. So I'm never going to knock a man that come from nothing to something, make himself a millionaire to feed his family. But at this point, right, it's up to him to sign that contract and get into that ring. You know what I'm saying? It's up to him to sign that contract and get into that ring and give us the biggest fight, in boxing at the moment. Now, when it comes to Anthony Joshua, man, look, AJ is a real one to me. I always liked the Anthony Joshua. You understand? I didn't like the tricks that he was pulling on Deontay Wilder with Eddie Hearn because I knew it was bullcrap. And Eddie Hearn's father, Barry Hearn, also explained and told the truth that they're the reason that Anthony Joshua and Wilder didn't happen, right? Because they were trying to get more money. But, AJ go through his ups and downs. You feel me? He took his three losses, sorry. One to Andy Ruiz, two to Alexander Usyk, right? And he got to get himself back together. He's working his ass off to get back to the top to where he can become world champion again, right? Because he's still at the top. Don't get me wrong. Anthony Joshua is still one of the hottest heavyweights in the game that everybody want to fight, including Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, right? So he just got to get his head back in the game to where he's back on track and he's back on focus to where he's mentally tough. And Derek James and Errol Spence does that for him, right? Derek James and Errol Spence does that for him like they did it for Jamel Charlo, like they did it for Frank Martin, and whomever else go join the team in the future. Who knows how it go. But, Anthony Joshua is a team player, right? And like I said, now that he is a stablemate of Errol Spence, he's most definitely going to be pulling for Errol Spence. But the reason why he probably pick Errol Spence to beat Crawford is because he's seeing the hard work and the dedication. Is what he's picking up on. Is what he's seeing. You understand? This man is making me better. You feel me? He's making me better. He making me go harder. He making me pay attention to this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? It's just a different mentality coming from the UK, coming over to America. And not just coming from the UK, coming over to America, but going into the gym with arguably the number one pound for pound fight in the world. You dig? Got all the skills in the world. Been through adversity, right? Been through adversity and know how to handle it. You know, don't get too high, don't get too low. Don't let nobody get to him. Whether it's a fan or is it a hater, Errol Spence gonna stay consistent all the way through. If he rock with you, he rock with you. You feel me? And Anthony Joshua look at that and he pick up on those things and saying like, okay, I see why this dude who he is. I see why he talk about him the way he talk about him. I see why he get praised like he get praised. I see why he whooped Floyd Mayweather ass in that ring when they sparred. I see why he whooped Adrian Brown ass in that ring when they sparred. I see why he whooped Kell Brook ass when he came over to the UK to get his first world title, the IBF title. I see these things now, you know? And when you see him, you can't deny him. You can't deny him, you know? And that's what Anthony Joshua was looking at, man. That's what he's looking at. You heard Eddie Hearn say, man, we watched Errol Spence spar 11 whole rounds. 11. And he don't even got an opponent right now. He ain't even got nothing signed, sealed, and delivered. But he going to the gym and he work his ass off like none other, right? Eddie Hearn allude to how Anthony Joshua going to these gyms and it's what you want to do today, Joshua. We're going to do what you say do. To going into Derrick James' gym, it's like, nah, you go do this, that, and the third. You getting down with the team. You know what I'm saying? You getting down with the team. You ain't the biggest up in this mother. Nah, you ain't the biggest, homie. You feel me? You part of the squad. This is a regime over here. This how we get down. This how we follow orders. If you can't do that, then we ain't the team for you. But if you could get in order, if you can follow line, right, and you can do what we do, then you can have success on the back end. Because that's what we're about over here, building success. Making sure our fighters pay attention to every little detail and make sure when we in the ring going to war, right, when we're in the ring going to war, that we can connect with one another. And that's more powerful than anything. That's the type of camaraderie you need with your trainer and your stablemate and your gym to have that confidence in you. But not only that, to know that we on the same page and that we'll never leave a soldier behind. You feel me? That's the type of shit Anthony Joshua need. And that's what he got. Like I said, he can finally let his hair down and be Anthony Joshua now. You ain't got to try to act or be something that you're not or be too perfect. You understand what I'm saying? And I think that's what Anthony Joshua got caught up in. The lifestyle of trying to be so perfect, you know? And nobody is perfect but God, you know? But when we're looking at this situation, man, I can't wait for the camera to get stuck in Anthony Joshua's face and they ask them, who do you got winning between Errol Spence and Terence Crawford? And y'all come back to this video and say, Montray-Brown, you one bad mother, boy. You knew what that man was going to say. You feel me? You know, I like Errol, and, you know, I'm telling you, he rocking with Errol, man. He rocking with Errol. And that thing going to be jumping. Going to be jumping. Errol Spence versus Terence Crawford. But Anthony Joshua looking at his new stablemate, looking at how EJ get down. Don't get me wrong. AJ probably got love for Terence Crawford. No disrespect. No, none of that. He didn't have a horse in the race when he was over in the UK. Now that he's with Team James and Team Spence, right? He got to ride for his guy. You know, he got to ride for his guy. But I don't think it's just because he's part of the team. I think it's because of what he see. You know what I mean? A real one or a real one. It's what you see. And you see that Errol Spence is the goods and the real deal. And if that motherfucker ain't backing down from nothing, and you going to have to kill him to keep him down, and you got to even do even more than that to beat him. You feel me? Even more of that to beat him at the end of the day, man. So I'm happy that AJ is over there with Team, you know, James and Spence and Charlo and Martin, you know. I feel like that's the perfect fit for him, right? It's going to get them together. Being a heavyweight anyway, it ain't like you know, in the way of, oh, he fit to fight this fight or we got to meet up. No, it's the heavyweight division. Derrick James never had a heavyweight. So it fit right in with adding on to what Derrick James need. You feel me? So shouts out to Team James, man, Team Spence, Team Joshua. Shouts out to Team Crawford, you know. Can't wait to see Errol and Bud in the ring. And like I said, AJ picking Errol Spence because he's looking at the hard work he put in, and he knows Spence is that dog. Straight like that. Until then, it's your boy Money. It's the NSBC moving. Nobody safe in these streets. Hit them thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Want to donate OG Money on Cash App. TreyHunters52@gmail.com on PayPal. If not, just tell a friend. Hit that subscribe button. Like, comment, share the videos. And y'all know how your boy get down, man. Big dog status, family.